Move with your spirit, but know eventually you must let it go. And though the error may be the same, you've corrected it faster, so thank God for growth. Life is a journey with no final level to unlock. Being perfect all the time is simply a myth. Mommy says, I deserve a king, and however that looks is all right with her. She felt the need to tell me her spirit is being washed, renewed. Her faults are shape-shifting, turning into things in common between two women. Genuine advice dressed in affirmation and wisdom, a step closer to understanding all of me. By admitting that I gave her permission to think, to question what really matters, and what matters will always be getting the very best, because I deserve it, and because I am worth it. Thank you. Again, more courage than few. Thank you so much for having me tonight, y'all. Stay safe.
Welcome back, everyone. I am in disbelief and floored by the amazing, raw, and vulnerable performance by Poetic Moment. Make sure to go and support this incredible Los Angeles-based artist, writer, creator. I feel that it's so important that we are hearing voices and stories about queer survival and queer thriving and queer childhood so we can come out the other side healing and full and loving ourselves. So thank you so much, Poetic Moment, for that incredible performance. I want to say really quickly for all of our viewers on YouTube, we are so sorry that the stream is just up as of the last couple minutes. But welcome, welcome, welcome to the third annual Get Loud and Queer event experience with a bunch of amazing performers from all over this country. We're so happy to have you. And again, apologies for the technical difficulties, but we're here now, live and thriving. Right? Live and thriving. That's what we're here for, y'all. That's what it's all about. The queer experience tonight, specifically focusing by POC voices and experiences at the forefront of the conversation. And I just want to say really quickly, right, that we are in a difficult time. Not only is there a pandemic happening, but in the forefront there is a revolution, a cultural revolution, political revolution, right, for the fight for Black liberation and really all of our liberation. So I want to say, for the queer community, that all Black lives matter, and that when we liberate the most vulnerable, we liberate everyone. And that's something that we believe here at Loud and Queer, and that the queer movement is back and about. So thank you so much for coming and being part of this amazing night full of love and joy and pain and healing. And with that being said, throughout the week we asked our Get Loud movement community members to send us some queer affirmations. So between performances, I wanted to make sure that I read a couple out just so we could, share in this joy, share in these affirmations together. So with that being said, let me read a couple to you right now. You are already your fullest and truest self, even when others don't see it. And damn, isn't that the truth? You are enough. You deserve happiness and acceptance. And you know what? You really do. I think that we talk about survival, and it's so important that we talk about queer survival, because so much of our existence is that. And I want to think about beyond. I want to think about our thriving, right? How can we move past survival and really thrive and live these full, miraculous lives? Because that's something that we all deserve to do. Oh, I really like this one. I create magic to live the spirits of my ancestors. Yo nací sin causa. You know what? These affirmations are making me feel good, so I bet they're making y'all feel good. I want to remind y'all again, my name is Figgy Baby. I'm a Los Angeles-based rapper, community organizer, and human of value, and I'm so honored to be here introducing these incredible artists for you all. Another reminder, especially for our YouTube streamers, that we are having a live conversation happening on Twitter under the hashtags Loud and Queer and Get Loud Movement. So make sure to get involved in the conversation, build with the fellow queer community, and tell us what you love, how you're feeling, what you're vibing on. But enough of that, I want to introduce our next three performers. Our first two from Los Angeles, Amon Elise, evocative, and all the way from Memphis, Tennessee, Risk the Poet. Let's make some virtual noise for our next 3 performances.
Hey, I'm Annalise here. I'm going to read a poem from my book, which was supposed to come out in December of 2020, but now has been inevitably pushed back till soon. So March 2021, look out for your girl. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk a little bit about what my art means to me. My art is always, first and foremost, a call out to the audience, urging them to reconsider their preconceived notions and hopefully exposing them to new perspectives. And if I'm really shooting for the moon, a paradigm shift. So I really appreciate those who listen and those who gain new perspectives through my poems. That being said, this poem is titled My Story. And it is a poem about how I have to keep coming out all the time. And I noticed this when I was in high school. And this is the last time I ever had to write a coming out poem. And I'm so blessed for that. So, my story. My story was never closeted. Girl, stop playing around. You ain't no lesbian. This is from the mother who told me she'd love me regardless of who I am or what I choose to do. This is after the 7th time I've told her. This is with the illusion of hilarity that I try to force feed my mother a dose of me. My story is young. Below 4 feet and running with a girl my age to the back room, giggly and cautious, underneath a yellowing comforter. My little fingers roaming free. We play, we kiss, we grab, we squeeze. Underneath, though, where we wouldn't be heard or seen. My story is boundless. So I develop a crush on my brother's lover. It moves past a desire to map her curves to uncharted areas, imagination just running wild, dates, discussions over books, movies, eating at new places, meeting new faces. The idea of someone just like her by my side is enough to make me eager, if only just to please her. My story is ravenous. I'm devoted beyond mention, lost and frustrated around several thoughts rotating under a single idea. Under her, I want to give her the ocean. Watch the waves put her in motion, lifting her to heights I myself have never been able to reach. But as much as I fiend, all I've ever been is a host to the dream. My story is seen. My favorite cousin, her curvy, milk-skinned girlfriend, pulled me aside to tell me what they already know, what I apparently already show, and give me all the answers that I need to grow a community spun from the forever shunned. My story is a trigger warning. Flashbacks constantly plague me, bits and pieces of a picture so vague but insistent enough to invade me, even now swift enough to evade me, evidence of another time, another space. Around 10, at a friend's, my panties a puddle on the floor. A solid hairy leg in an unknown bed, but the memory only goes so deep. To tell a soul would give my grandmother an excuse for the secret I keep, and I refuse to be shattered whenever she decides to spit it at my feet. So my story is unfinished. To this day, my lips go unkissed, missed by those who I want to enlist on my team. In all honesty, I wouldn't know what to do with a woman if I ever got the opportunity. Could I even acknowledge, let alone satisfy all of her needs? Could I get over the fact that it, like mine, bleeds? I mean, may I never reach a stage so freed. Thank you.
My name is Evocative. I go by a poet named Evocative on Instagram. What my art means to me is community. Community to the earth, to the ancestors, to spirit, to you. My art saves my life. The trilogy. You do not appreciate any woman that's not in the flesh of your ex. Words do not have value unless they're in her breath. Lungs do not hold oxygen unless they're hers. Heart do not have beat unless they're inside her chest. My daddy must be a glassmaker, you do not see me. Her images must be engraved inside your eyelids. You only see her. You say you healed. You say you better. You still taste her name and you're bitter. You drink so much you forget the present and remember the past. I never knew what it meant to mourn the living until we met. Now we both mourn someone who's alive and dead. Dear ghost to be, before you trade in your flesh and bone to ghost me, be warned, my throat, blessed be scripture. My tongue, blessed be spells. I'll always conjure you back to me. And when you return to me, I don't need your apologies. I drown you in your tears. I'll swim in your sorrows. I'll conjure your soul before it leaves your body. And I get it. All the fuck boys hear the fuckettes when they enter the room. Fuckettes be who they fucked and ain't fucked yet. I get it. You feel more comfortable with a woman who wouldn't make you a cup of noodles or a bowl of cereal. See, my lobster tails embathed in Irish butter, parsley, bay leaf, garlic, lots of garlic was too much for these energy vampires be you. And I would never judge a woman's ability of being a good woman by her cooking skills. So I ain't better than her, I'm better than you. And since she with you, fuck her and fuck you too. My ex said, a woman with good intentions is just a homie that gets a little more attention. I curse every fuckboy who ever ate a meal by a woman they didn't appreciate. I hope you get gallstones and they have to take the whole gallbladder to make up for platters you ate without gratitude. I get it.
Hi, I'm Risk, and the poem I'm doing today is really about just the brilliance of blackness and of black people and how we don't even know often how we move is so intellectual, it's so aligned with resistance. And yeah, that's what this piece is about today. I named myself Risk because I'm both an artist, an activist, and a black woman who is queer and who is a little thicker than most. And so that comes at a really high risk to walk in your vulnerability, your transparency, and your honesty. And it's a threat to a society that wants to conform against you, that wants you to conform to it. And I don't think we honor that enough. And so I named myself Risk because I was going to honor how hard and difficult it is to show up as myself every day. So yeah, I hope y'all vibe with this piece as much as I do. It isn't easy to be black, and you can take a look at your local BLM page for all the external ways, but to be honest, today I just want to complain about my own. Like, why everything we do gotta be on beat, and why we can't ever just say what we mean. Everything's gotta be in code. Like, everything's a lesson to teach. I'm old enough to play spades, yet ain't nobody taught me. The 24 years of me minding grown folks' business gave me the dialect of talking shit and the dramatics of reneges and mistakes. Can't you hear the grannies now saying, stop all that hollering, it's just a game? Nah, she's in training. My first play, there were so many words my mouth wanted to say, and as they began to form, loved ones reminded me of rule number 1, no talking across the table. As though that's power and collaboration. Their tone was of such seriousness, my chest began to sink in. How come I didn't see it then? How in tune I must be with my partner in order to count the books correctly? Alignment with more than just self, community values. Precipitation runs down my face at the fear of strategizing without communication, analyzing my own hand, understanding that its estimation is equally part dependent on us actually winning. Victory is ours to take. Everybody has their role to play. As the question of, how much I got you down for, rolls off the lips of the bookkeeping pimp, 10%, collective economics, quick deliberation, decision making, deep breath. No time for lack of confidence in the midst of building your consciousness. All the tactics are in response of what's been on the table thus far. You gotta know where you've been to know where you're going. And of course, the pressure of making good on the promise of how many books as your opponent is laughing and carrying on. Hey, stop all that talking across the table. The shit talking and gaslighting, derailing the underground communication. Both teams are actually in deep deliberation. In this moment, I relax. Because being tense just let them know what my next move is. Good or bad, play it smooth. It is now time to take the victory. And if you lose, well, shit, you ain't never been free. Just make sure your partner, don't leave with less than what they started with. That's why our minds are distorted. We keep looking at what we got in front of us instead of adequately identifying our enemy. Our opponent. That's why I be so annoyed with talking in code. Can't we ever just say what we mean? Nah, it wouldn't be the ancestral way. They had the quilts to be maps to show us how to get free. Niggas can't ever just say what they mean.
Welcome back, everybody. Woof! I am absolutely in awe of these incredible artists, so please, please, please make some virtual noise, throw some emojis, some hearts, some applauso for the incredible Amanalise, evocative, and Risk the poet. And I'm just tell you that I love hearing about childhood queer love and heartbreak and the full range of relationships, right? As queer folk, our relationships are so often put under the magnifying glass, and I love to see it thrive, right? I love to see the nuances, the experience, the heartbreak, and the heartful too as well. So please, please, please make some virtual noise for these incredible artists that we have here at the Loud and Queer virtual event. Yo, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling full, and we still have a whole night full of amazing poets and artists that are going to express the full range of the queer BIPOC experience that we have, that we go through every single day, y'all. So please, in the comments, let us know who you love, what you're feeling, your favorite lines. Also, to remind you, we're having a conversation live on Twitter for those on Twitter, and using the hashtag Loud and Queer and Get Loud movement. And while we take this break, I want to make sure that we also are staying in touch with all future information and events going on by Loud and Queer. So please, please, please follow Get Loud Movement on Instagram and Twitter and everywhere else we're there, even at, and stay up to date with all the amazing things they have, all the interaction on their page, all the artists they shout out, all the artists you've seen tonight. You can get all their information and their own handles from that page as well. So please, please, please go and support these incredible queer artists. Now, with that being said, I'm always in need of affirmations. Is one of my love languages. And like I told y'all a little earlier, throughout the week, we asked the Get Loud community to send in queer affirmations that we can read to all of you throughout tonight's event. So what I have here. Your identity is valid. You deserve to take up space and to be embraced, and to know you just as you are right now is beautiful, desirable, lovable, and wanted. You are seen, you are heard, and you are loved. Woo! Does that not make you feel good? That makes me feel great. To be honest, I'm just out here reading these affirmations, and I get a vibe off them like they saying them to me, and I'm saying them to you. And then you can say it to somebody else, you feel me? And that's how it moves, right? That's how we spread the love throughout and keep on continuing like a domino effect until everyone's like, dang, I feel hella affirmed, and I feel so full in my amazing, beautiful, badass self. Y'all feel me? I know y'all feel me. I know y'all feel me. Start where you are and what you have. Whatever you think you lack is actually a catalyst to your greatness. Be bold, be queer, and be you. I love that. Whatever you think you lack is actually a catalyst to your greatness. I love that because I so often feel like my greatest insecurities growing up as a young queer Latinx individual has now become my superpowers, right? How I've been able to build community, how I've been able to empathize with people around me, and how I'm able to live myself so shamelessly, so confidently, so grounded, right? And so I really appreciate that affirmation from whoever it was. And this little last one before we get into our next group of performers. Queerness is the beauty of your existence. Simple, powerful, and absolutely correct. Queerness is the beauty of your existence and mine as well. I feel so good. Y'all loud and queer going virtual for the first time. This ain't a bad look, huh? I know y'all vibing. I know y'all with me. Now, with that being said, I want to introduce our next two incredible poets, both from Los Angeles. Make some noise. Throw some emojis in there, some rainbow emojis, some fire emojis, whatever emojis you got in your little, emoji little thing. Make some noise for Quan the poet and Gina Ali. Let's go, y'all. Come on. Woo!
Hello, everybody. My name is Quan the poet. First, let me say thank you all so much for tuning in. All the love is so much appreciated. And what my art means to me is the freedom. The freedom to express where I've been, what I've been through, how I got through, and most importantly, where I'm going. And my hope is with me expressing my arts and the freedom that I found in it, that it will encourage someone else out there to find their own and to live out loud and live proud and live completely free. And with that being said, the piece I'm going to do for you is a piece that is near and dear to my heart. It does express who I am and also what I stand for. And the title of this piece is Black LGBTQ. Enjoy. Black lives matter. But when I walk into a room with a bend of my wrist and a twist in my hip, waving a rainbow flag, you hide. You march for freedom, screaming for equality, but as soon as I come along, you on your Helen Keller realness. Deaf, blind, mute to my struggle, which you help contribute to. Deaf, blind, and mute to the pain that you hold in your hands, your mouth, spitting slurs and hatred pouring out of your pores. Oh, you reek of white hypocrisy. Claiming to be a voice for the unheard and the unloved, attempting to right the wrongs of white America, standing in your pulpit, twisting Bible verses to fit your agenda of hate. But Saturday night, you was at the gay club, searching for someone's son as your soul mate. Turning your back on us like evil spirits coming to attack. But when you needed help, shouting Black Lives Matter, oh, we had your back. Hands up. Don't shoot. My black trans women are being murdered. My black gay children are being bullied, and when they look down a barrel of a gun, it's a child hand on the trigger, not a policeman. When black rainbow blood lines these streets, social media posts flood your news feed. You act like Jesus wasn't crucified for us all, as if we are beneath you, throwing us in a lower social class like the oppressor did you. But this ain't slavery, and we ain't waiting 400 years, boo. So what we gonna do? Continue to act like this isn't happening? Because when you're black and gay, all you get is people who look like you, act like you, but don't consider you a part of them. See, we are not asking for much. All we want is for you to respect us, to treat us as equal, and when wrong is done against us, stand up and claim us. Stand up and fight the way you would for any black life. Because we will never prosper as a people until we include all who make up our beautiful black community. So what we gonna do? Speak their names. Chanel Lindsay, Dana Martin, Nigel Shelby. Speak their names. Malaysia Booker, Maurice Willoughby, Jamel Moore. Speak their names. Ashanti Cameron, Tracy Single, Bailey Reeves, just as you did for Trayvon, just as you did for Sandra, just as we did for George. Speak our names. Black LGBTQ are black lives too. And we matter just as much as you.
So for me, my art is considered to be a very deeply personal and vulnerable process, and it feels like something that allows me to access the parts of me that I'm generally not able to in my day-to-day life because of survival reasons, because of the ways that capitalism and white supremacy and patriarchy and all of these systems of oppression make us believe that we aren't able to actually access ourselves to our fullest extent. And so being able to do that through art, which I truly believe is something that pushes the boundaries of society, does really feel like a deeply personal process and a deeply vulnerable process as well. And so with that being said, the poem that I'm gonna share, the there I'm gonna mention some trigger warnings around sexual assault, around sexual trauma, and so please take care of yourself as needed. And I'm just honored to be able to share this with you all. There is no name for this piece. I couldn't really find anything that could describe the depth of this experience, but nonetheless, I'm gonna go ahead and share it with you all. I speak, my voice shatters. I'm silenced, my heart scatters. Pieces lost, a puzzle incomplete. The depths of my despair are just sitting right in front of me. If I ask, what do you see? It's a body that has hid for over 2 decades and never unscathed. Here, my mother says, take this hijab. You'll wear it and it'll protect you from the depths of the violence. And I know you're only 7, but you have to start early. And I know that she cared about me and just wanted me to be safe, but she doesn't know that the perpetrator will always find his way. Then you grow up thinking that you're small and insignificant. Your body will feel like a castled place of infinite imprisonment. You'll crumble and hide and feel like it's always been your fault, only to realize that it was never your job to prevent assault. Then you go to therapy where you decide to take a leap of faith. You share the pain of when your innocence was taken away, only for her to sit there and speculate and tell you, this is why you're gay. Then the part of you that survived begins to ultimately decay. I felt myself decomposing from the inside out, and all she saw was a blankness when my body decided to shut down. I thought to myself, what would happen if what she suggests is actually true? That I'd be living in this flesh prison, punished by who? To believe that there is something inherently wrong with me because of something that happens so often. 1 in 3 women get violated sexually and physically, a worldwide phenomena. But is it really surprising? You thought you could turn my trauma into a psychological discovery and patch it up with a phrase saying it was out of curiosity. In the words of the colonizer, you just wanted to help. How dare you turn my trauma into a fucking identity crisis? You think you can pathologize my queerness and I'm not gonna fight this? In my mind, I searched for a match to light this bitch on fire, to let her know that if she could just see the anger in my body just spiral. But in the face of patriarchy, I just shut the fuck up because I'm used to being silent, so it really wasn't surprising. Until moments after the call, I felt myself decline. I asked all the wrong questions again and again about what I did wrong, and I said it in my head. My anger suppressed inside of me shook the ground of my ancestors. They reminded me that my rage deserves a much deeper answer. I'll say it with all my heart. I'm a fucking survivor of all traumas, of all violence, and today I decide to choose to break my own silence.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to Loud and Queer. Whew. I am grounded and moved and validated by the incredible performance by Quan, the poet, and Gina Ali. I just want to say that I think queer trauma is so profound, and often we want to look away. Often it makes us feel so sad and broken inside. And I feel that also often it validates us. That in our own experience, we feel so alone in what we go through, and when we can be validated in these really beautiful and vulnerable ways by these poets, we feel like that we're not alone, right? That so many of us are going through these same experiences, and because of that, we can begin to build ourselves back up, and through community, and find healing on the other side of it. And again, I want to let y'all know that here at Loud and Queer, we absolutely believe in all Black Lives Matter. And when we talk about protecting the most vulnerable, like trans Black lives, and liberating the most vulnerable, inherently that work liberates all of us. So I just want to remind you all that this is a wild world right now. There's a lot of work to be done, but there's a lot of us to do that work. So make sure you're participating in any ways you can, and also taking care of yourself through it. Otherwise, I think it's a good moment to hop back into these affirmations, right? To realign with ourselves, our fullest selves, our greatest selves, our most authentic selves. And so here we go. Every bit of happiness and emotion you feel is valid because all people deserve love. You know what? I so struggle with the idea of deserve because I often have been told because of the system that it's over somebody else. But it's so important that we as individuals, not over anyone else, not instead of anyone else, but just completely in a vacuum of ourselves, deserve happiness, deserve fulfillment, deserve to be loved and to love, and deserve to have access to the full range of emotion. And I'm so excited because that's what we're seeing here tonight at Loud and Queer. I'm going to read one more, and then I'm going to introduce my favorite artist of the night. And I promise I'm not being biased at all. Who I am now is where I want to be. And you know what? Isn't that just such a great leeway to exactly how I feel? My name is Figgy Baby. And next up, we are actually going to show y'all a music video of one of my original songs, Michael Sam. I'm an LA-based rapper, performer, human of value, music maker, community builder. I recently put out an album called Blood from a Stone that explores shameless self-worth, the root of toxic masculinity, and the reimagining of manhood, and really the reimagining of humanity, right? Which is streaming everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, so make sure to go check out that project. Shout out to Jaded Eye Beats. Shout out to all the people who put their heart and soul into this project. And I'm so grateful that I am not only able to host this amazing night, but I'm able to be a little selfish and hype myself up in front of y'all and play you one of my dopest music videos, right? I'm just saying that, really, I just gotta be hype on this. I want to especially shout out the director, the incredible Erin Michelle Williams, a writer on Umbrella Academy on Netflix, a queer Detroit, Los Angeles, New York transplant, just a writer, a visionary, and we had so much fun on this video. And a little background on the song is Michael Sam, for those of y'all who don't know, was the first openly gay NFL player, and was going to be a first-round pick to the NFL draft. And right before, came out as gay, and then dropped like 100 spots. Eventually was picked up by the Rams when they were still in St. Louis, and after about a season and a half, dropped out due to mental health issues, which I can only imagine had to do with being a gay black man in a highly toxic and masculine environment that football tends to be. And I love the energy, right, that Michael Sam as an individual gives us. You know, we often think that queerness is soft and fragile, but as we see tonight with all the other performers and that Michael Sam exemplifies, that we are resilient, that we are tough, that we are full, and we are powerful. And so I was inspired to write this song based on all of that. This is my original music video for my track, Michael Sam, directed by Erin Michelle Williams.
Say my name, boy. Get this shit in one take. This is not a call out, but a bringing to attention. I'ma take the space to break unnecessary tensions. Got a few issues with all your male fragility. I blow, kiss towards you, collapse the ceiling, and I see you flustered, wonder if you catching feelings. Is it my dollar green, blood orange, cream blue, painted nails that you wish you could be seen in? Nah, you ain't hard enough for this shit. Nah, you ain't man enough for this dick. Yeah, you getting bodied by your hip whining, good hair, dangle earring wearing, incredibly eyebrow brown boy with no cares. Yeah, Yes, queen, to you king of no thrones. I see no men when invited to your homes. Be warned if you want me to teach you the tricks. I might get up on my knees and blow your fucking mind. What's my name? Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Say my name, boy. Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Say my name, boy. The second no response to the taunts and attempts to attack when I have already proved to be in control of the situation. So you want a cat chance? Well, I might have to hold yours in public places. If I'm a puta, you a bucket of flowers, fragranced every hour by the sweetest honeydews and strawberries. Massaged by your baby's hand with down feathers. Think you got your tough on backwards, turn it around, fella. The tiniest of insults, and there goes the bottom piece of that quivering Jenga set. You a child whose skin is knee, just as sensitive as the rest of the men falling from the family tree. Y'all a bunch of applesauce, cuter than a pug face, sweeter than a bunt cake, telling us a Drake verse. Your ego hold your masculinity, my friend. Which one you want me to say first? What's my name? Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Say my name, boy. Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Michael Sam. Michael Sam. What's my name? Say my name, boy. Say my name, boy. Say my motherfucking name.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that song. Man, I love that video. I had so much fun on set. Shout out to everyone who worked on that project, to my dancers, to my movers, to the makeup artists who do my hair, my costume. I was looking fly as a mug. And I just want to let y'all know that you can follow my own work everywhere at Figgy Baby on Instagram and Twitter and Spotify. That's at FIGGYBABY, and I appreciate all of your support. I appreciate so much to be here and not only host this incredible night, loud and queer virtual night, an event, but also be able to share a little bit of my own art with everyone viewing here as well. I'm so honored to have my work along these incredible artists, and we having a good night, y'all. I want to once again shout out our ASL interpreter, Dave. Yeah. And all the incredible people who helped put on this night. And make sure to support the organizers at Get Loud Movement, both on Twitter and Instagram. And if those who want to get involved in the chat on Twitter, make sure to use that loud and queer hashtag to get involved in the conversation. Let us know what you loved, who you loved, and how you're feeling. Whew. Because I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. And that's not only because I just got a bunch of y'all to watch my music video, but also because I'm in the spirit, right? I'm in the queer spirit here. A little dress shake for you. I want to read some more affirmations because I feel like that's what's making me glow right now, right? Is the love from the community to me back to every single one of y'all watching. You are uniquely qualified to be you. You are uniquely qualified to be you. And don't let anyone tell you who you are, right? Because you know yourself better than anybody else. Because you are uniquely qualified to be you. And so you know what you need most. You know what you need to survive and to thrive and to heal and to live and to love. So prioritize yourself. Be selfish. Put your own oxygen mask on first. Because if you don't, then how then can you help assist others in breathing as freely as you breathe? A quick shout out to one of my mentors, Ariana Bosco, who put that in an amazing piece that she wrote and performed before this open mic we used to have every Wednesday. And it always stuck with me, right? It's so important that we do prioritize ourselves, right? And then we can be in a position to build and love and build with those around us. Your queerness is valuable to your friends, family, community, and the world. Wow. You know what? I'm going to talk about that affirmation very quickly before I hop into these other artists, because I think queerness is so extraordinary and so pivotal, especially at a time right now when so many of us are coming to realize all the wrong things that our country prioritizes, right? And queerness allows us to be committed to change and committed to growth and be able to tap into this infinite potential of humanity, of emotion, of ourselves. Queerness is so freeing. Queerness is liberating. Queerness is inclusive, and queerness is every single one of us, yeah. Now moving on, I want to present our next incredible poets. We have Cedar Thomas coming in all the way from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Paige from Tacoma, Washington. So please, please, please make some noise for these two incredible poets.
Hi, my name is Cedar Thomas. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. For me, my art is really a way to explore and process different ideas and feelings that I have. It allows me to share with others and make connections, and I really think that the process of creating art is a healing process for me and something that I hope to share. For this poem, I just want to mention a little trigger warning. It does contain brief mentions of depression and self-harm, and it's called Searching. Thank you. Are we all stuck here just trying to figure it out? All confined to bodies that we're constantly fighting against, thinking if we don't save ourselves, how can we save others? But if we don't save the world, there will be no one left to save. Then again, whoever thought the world was stable? Life is full of incredible uncertainty, and we can learn to accept the unknown or stay afraid. And what are we afraid of? Is it the cold that seeps into our bones and the clouds that won't leave us alone? When that all-consuming darkness creeps through our windows at night, when we can't remember the light anymore? Don't we all just want to be happy? Don't we work, strive, die to be happy? Forgetting ourselves along the way as if it's not a privilege to be alive. We think, who cares about this body? It'll fail me one day. As if it's not enough to fill our lungs with air and pump blood through our veins. Blood that I've spilled from my own skin, with sorrow and hatred burning in my eyes, overwhelmed by that creeping darkness, unable to find myself under the weight of a mold I couldn't fit into, crying, hurting, lying to be who I was told about, because when you're told who you are and what you want for so long, it becomes hard to know what's real, what's true, what's me. But then slowly, I stopped performing, and I thought, who am I doing this all for? If we all want to be happy, this is not how I would get there. By thinking I could be this perfect woman, grown from the rib of man, ribs that I clawed at through my skin, as the emptiness inside me made me smile like he wanted me to. But that performance is over, and never was a woman, no. Instead, I'm a perfect balance of energy, in this chaotic whirlwind, getting closer to the eye. I'm my own vision of recovery, so if you do, figure it out, figure this all out, don't spoil it for me. I'm getting there on my own.
So the question was, what does art mean to you? I think that I don't really focus on what it means, but more so what I feel when it comes to art. So I kind of took that question was, how does art make you feel, or what does art do to you when you hear it? And it's easier for me to answer that question, and I would say that, you know, art is liberation, it's freedom, it's self-expression. It's a way for us to communicate with ourselves and others things that we can't through, you know, traditional methods. So art is liberation, for me at least. Now I'll get into this piece. and the title of it is She Gave Me Poetry. I never really had a voice, or maybe I had a voice, just no reason to speak. No, I had many reasons to speak, just no one to listen. Well, I guess I had people to listen. I just didn't talk. I just didn't talk. My words have always felt voided, discarded, lost. My words sunken into the abyss of tied tongues where letters can't find a way to form words, and words are unable to make sentences. Therefore, sentences are not yielding cohesive thoughts. My thoughts feeling suppressed, buried under a smile, covered with soil of proper manners and planted on with seeds of success, then frequently watered with no one asking me how I actually felt. I can't help but think that if my words didn't matter, then things would have been different. If my words mattered, and then I met her. I met a poet. Where her words were her words, and she owned them. They were hers, her happiness, her peace, her self-expression, her savior. Her words saved her over and over again. I met a poet. Where pain and imperfection became the catalyst to something poetically beautiful, something impressionable. This poet was an artist to be remembered. Unfortunately, though, I learned that she practiced many different art forms. She was a dancer, creating choreographed movements that avoided any affection with me. Her body movements were in sync with the melody that catered to her own selfish desires, to the beat of her own dreams. She was a sculptor, attempting to mold me into a figure that I could never become, scraping and shaving away pieces of me that were invaluable to her, applying hard pressure to insecurities that I've always had. She was a singer, using her vocal cords to utter a tune that would never soothe my soul, diaphragms being used at maximum capacity to spew the dislikingness of my presence, lyrics written to burn the small pieces of sanity that I had left. She was a painter, manipulating the strokes of her brush to paint a picture of us that was a toxic fantasy, all while negating our artwork of realism when a new inspiration caught her eye, dipping in other colors instead of focusing on one piece to see if they were more rich in quality. She was so skilled in her craft, meticulous with her methods. You can tell she strived for nothing less than perfection. She's an artist. I could appreciate someone who is multifaceted in their art forms, but in this instance, I wasn't her biggest fan. In fact, I was her piece of art, until I decided I was no longer going to be altered. I met a poet, and because of her art, she gave me the words I didn't know I had. She gave me poetry.
So much love, so much respect and admiration for the artists that we have tonight. So please, once again, support, make some virtual noise for Cedar Thomas and Paige with that incredible work. And especially during Paige's poem, I was thinking about evolution, right? How far we come, how much we go through to be able to speak our stories so shamelessly, with so much power and rawness, that it really, it resonates, right? Through every inch of my body, through the ground that I stand on. And I'm so blown away by the artists that we have, and the stories that are being told, the range of emotion. I always think about that. I think that humans' greatest superpower is our full range of emotion, and it's so sad how often we try to suppress that, how we try to bury that deep down and repress it, when really we need to validate all the emotions we have and find those positive outlets like writing and performing and dancing and rapping and singing, and really evoking that full range, that spirit that moves us, that motivates us. And I'm so happy to be motivated and moved by that spirit here, right now. Loud and Queer virtual events, y'all. Woo! Woo! Let me just clear the spirits out real quick. Let me just clear the spirits out. Because we feeling good, y'all. We feeling awake. Are y'all feeling awake? Are y'all feeling moved? Are y'all feeling full? Because I'm feeling all of those things. I just want to give a quick shout out because I know that they might have missed it in the very beginning, but Mama Jada, aka Naya Gray, shout out. That's my biggest fan right there. I love you. Your mask is coming soon. Don't worry. We gonna get you. Look at that nail. Look at the nail polish too. I gotta just kind of flex for a little bit because I be looking. I look cute tonight. I wanted to get the full range because I got the skirt and all the chains and stuff. But we can only do so much here. So shout out to Mama Jada, who's actually the mother of the organizer and founder of the Get Loud movement. So shouts to you and all of your support and the amazing work that your daughter does. I just want to say very quickly that our next three performers are youth, and it's so important that youth and young folks are involved in the movement, right? And in the moment. I feel that every revolution, every uprising, every major change that happens in our country, in our world, is led by the youth. Which is so interesting because they tend to be more often a vulnerable population, and still more often they're the ones that are taking the risks, that are leading the stories, building the language, and moving us forward. And so having youth involved tonight and always is so vital to our community and to our work as humans here. And so it is a great honor to shout out our next three performers. Blaine Martinez from Tucson, Arizona, Krisha from Oxnard, California, and Genesis Perez from Oxnard, California, y'all. Get down, get ready, and welcome these next three performers.
Hi, my name is Blaine Martinez, and my art, music, means everything to me. I've spent my entire life looking for a home. A home is so much more than just four walls and a roof. It's supposed to be a place where you can be yourself and truly, feel safe. And music was the first thing that ever gave that to me. I'll admit the fact that I settled for somebody just to fight the lonely. Put myself out on the line, try to change the old me. Changing almost broke me. Been the life of the party, done the worst I could do. Chasing love that was pointless till it pointed me to you. All the hearts I ever had just held me back. I've been bruised and burned, but somehow I'm intact. All the times I thought I might have reached the end, I'd do it all again. Everything I did to get to you. Everything I did to get to you. On the road to where we are, think I might have lost me somewhere in the city. But you saw me from the start, see the world that I see. You don't have to fix me. Been the life of the party, done the worst I could do. Chasing love that was pointless till it pointed me to you. All the hearts I ever had just held me back. I've been bruised and burned, but somehow I'm intact. All the times I thought I might have reached the end, I'd do it all again. Everything I did to get to you. Everything I did to get to you. I'll admit the fact that I settled for somebody just to fight the lonely. All the hearts I ever held just held me back. I've been bruised and burned, but somehow I'm intact. All the times I thought I might have reached the end, I'll do it all again, all again. Everything I did to get to you. Everything I did to get to you. Oh, oh.
Hello, my name is Krisha Algoso, and I'm so excited to share my art with you today. Before this, I was asked what my art means to me, and to me, my art is a fierce yet gentle reminder that I am mine before anyone else's, and I choose to express my art and share my art through song and poetry, and that is what I'm going to be sharing with you all today. So this first piece is a poem that I wrote in the middle of quarantine, actually, and it was from the perspective of somebody who's caused me a great deal of pain. And for me, it was coming from a place of love, as an act of love. And with that, so this poem is called To the Girl Whose Name is Love. What am I supposed to do? Whenever I look up at the sky, it reminds me of you. And when I look at my hands, I remember which parts of you I've been to. Loving you was the hardest thing I've ever done. Because when I knew you loved me too, you made it look so easy. I wanted to hold every part of yourself that you were so cruel to and press them to my lips to show you how much you deserve to be loved. But I couldn't, because I'm a coward. It was easier to leave you and hurt you than it was to face you at your weakest and love you. It wasn't allowed because somehow I knew I still belonged to someone else. You were easier to hurt than to love because I knew you would move on. You would learn to love yourself and you would bloom. You're so quiet when you're angry, and you fidget when you're upset, and you organize whatever's in front of you when you have too much on your mind but you don't want to admit it. I'm not going to tell you that it's me, not you. That would be dishonest. It is you, not me. It was always you. You are softness on tough. You are strength and stronger than I am. I am not strong enough to carry your goodness. So I'll stick to what I know. And when this ends, you'll still have you. And I'll lose every time because I won't. I know I invited pain into your life, but I hope I'm the last person who ever does. So that's that piece. My second and last piece will be a song. This song I wrote one late night, and I was feeling very low about myself when I came to the realization that everything that I want and desire I already possess within me, and this song is called How Does It Feel? How does it feel to be everything you've ever Thank you so much for listening and for joining us today. And I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.
It's Genesis Perez, and my pronouns are she, him, they. As an artist, for me, my art means creating a space within myself to understand and to process my emotions and the things I'm seeing in the world around me. And because it's my art, I can be as honest and blunt or as lyrical and figurative as I want to be. And I love performing, and I love being able to perform with other amazing artists and share experiences and give each other support and create this absolutely wonderful community of people who are working towards creating things. And my poem today is a little bit about community and a little bit about representation, because as a queer person of color, growing up there wasn't a lot of representation, or there wasn't very good representation. And we're in an era right now where we are seeing this boom of more queer characters of color, and coming from all kinds of different backgrounds in a way that we haven't seen before. And I just hope that we keep that momentum, that we keep writing these nuanced characters, that we keep writing these complex stories, and I hope that the future is full of these diverse characters and that we keep telling our stories, because no one else is going to tell these stories better than people who are having these experiences, who have lived with this through their lives. So this poem is When You're Home. When I first met Gay, he was nearly translucent. Button-nosed, face like a doll, he wore preppy clothes and sang show tunes. He got thrown into the trash cans at lunch. But when I first knew Gay, we were too young to have words for it. Brown kids playing in the sandbox and listening to music in the back of the bus, and I so desperately wanted to be nearly as cool as him. When I first met Lesbian, slicked back, sporty ponytail, mean-spirited walk, brown, slim, sexy, exotic, and cool. But she was made for a male's eyes, which just didn't seem right. But when I first knew Lesbian, same sporty, slick-back ponytail, but she wasn't slim, sexy, or exotic. She was herself, and she loved the way she looked. When I first met Bisexual, she had long, blonde hair, tons of freckles, and she liked pop-punk. Her head rested on my shoulder on the first field trip where we came home past midnight, and All I Wanted played in our headphones. But when I first knew Bisexual, I was shocked. Looking at my hands, tugging at my hair, wondering about my awkward new chest, and hoping someone liked me. When I first met Trans with his pink cheeks, brown eyes, big as softballs coming towards your face, his kindness always warm to the touch, and like a true muse, he always showed up in the weirdest of places. But when I first felt dysphoria, cut my hair, and bound my chest, and deepened my voice, I discovered the way that gender moves like a river flowing towards the sea. When I met First Kisses, with green eyes and blue eyes and blonde hair and pale skin and lips too young to know what to do with them, but I was trying so hard because this is what I was taught was beauty. But when I met Good Kisses, dark eyes closed and even darker hair pushed back and played with, smiling so big the lines in our faces grew deeper. When I first met Community, with labels and arguments, flags and identities, our markers to each other, and constantly fighting to prove our existence to the rest of the world. When I first met Community, I didn't know I'd meet love. The kind that hurts and twists and breaks, the kind that holds and warms and heals, The long drives, tears and laughter, jokes that only we get to have, and living life in all of our colors. When I first met queer, I found home. Thank you all. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Welcome back, y'all. I am so absolutely blown away by these young folks and their performances. Those songs and this last poem by Genesis, just, woo! Amazing, right? Like, it's crazy. I wish I had that pen game and that voice game and that performance game when I was a youngin'. And I'm happy I found it now, but wow, god damn. Some beautiful, incredible work from Blaine Martinez, Creshaw, and Genesis Perez. Just incredible artists, and this is just the beginning from them. So make sure to hop onto the train early. Go follow these incredible artists. Check out their work. Stream their music, and I can guarantee you that they're only going to be coming with more and more amazing work. Whew. We are coming to almost the end of Loud and Queer. And I'm sad, but also I feel so full. What a beautiful night we've had together. And I want to remind you all, if you want to support any of these artists, then please, please, please donate either on Venmo or Cash App at Get Loud Movement. That's right, you can donate and support. Money will go to all the performances and artists that you saw tonight. And that's both on Venmo and Cash App at Get Loud Movement. Whew. I just feel refreshed, reborn. I see myself in so many of my stories being told through all these other artists and performers tonight, and I just am full and validated and present. You know, I'm here. Get Loud, third event, virtual, and you know what? We had a little hiccup in the beginning. It wasn't streaming on YouTube, but it's an amazing night, y'all. We feeling good here, and I know y'all are feeling good at home as well. Thank you for sticking with us and enjoying all these performances and supporting Get Loud Movement and our third annual Loud and Queer event. Whew. I want to remind everybody, for other artists who are watching as well, Get Loud Movement features an open mic on IG Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to get involved, if you want to perform, then feel free to email create@getloudmovement.org. Once again, if you want to perform in one of our weekly open mics every Wednesday at 7 p.m., email beforehand at create@getloudmovement.org so we can all witness your incredible selves and your incredible work as well. We want to hear your incredible story. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on our open mic. I want to read some more affirmations because tonight has been so filling that why not just continue that vibe, right? We still got some in here from our community that's been sending us them all week. We even got some today during the performance. So I'll read a couple right now for you. I am valid. My identity, my sexuality are valid. I am deserving of love. I am deserving of love. I am deserving of love. I just had to read that last one 3 times just to remind us all, really, to get that set in every bone and every crevice and every inch of our bodies that we are deserving of love and all the other wonderful things that this world has to offer. Dating men doesn't make me straight. Dating women doesn't make me gay. Dating men doesn't make me straight. Dating women doesn't make me gay. You know why I love that one? As we've talked about tonight, queerness is about tapping into the infinite potential of humanity, right? Being whatever you want to be, unbound to boxes or identifiers or labels, to be yourself in your fullest ways, to be unbound to anything that has held you back. And I really love that affirmation, right? It allows us all to not put rules on our existence, on our sexuality, and our identity, but to be fluid in everything we do. In the darkest of times, the queer community has always been there, no matter where you're at in life. Always been there. Ahead of every social movement, of every revolution, of every uprising, queer folks have taken lead and led with vulnerability and rawness in our stories. As we're seeing tonight, we are part of a moment, and beyond that, part of a movement. Get Loud movement, Queer and Loud movement. This movement right now, y'all. And I know you hear this dog barking in the background, and that just means they agree with what we're talking about. They're hyped too, because they know that queerness is the future, y'all. Queerness allows for all of us to be present and equally represented and resourced. And yeah, y'all. I'm going to read one more here, and then we're going to move on to our last performance of the night. This one's great. We're all born naked, and the rest is a drag. So you guys, we got. The only reason I'm laughing, we have a room full of the Get Loud movement team that have put on this incredible night, and they just really love that quote from RuPaul. We're all born naked and the rest is a drag. It's up to you, really, y'all. How are you going to dress yourself up? How are you going to wake up today? Who are you going to be today? And again, queerness is about that boundlessness. Don't be bound. Be free in all of yourselves, all of your versions that are all valid and all deserving of love. Without further ado, I'd love to present our last performer of the night. Incredible musical guest, Gina, Aaliyah. Make some noise.
And
Yo, what an amazing song by Janae, Alia. We are so impressed and so moved, and what an amazing way to end the 3rd annual Loud and Queer event here in virtual Landia. I was about to say Los Angeles because that's where we are, but really the beautiful thing about it, the value in the virtual Loud and Queer is you all can tap in from all edges of the world and be part of this incredible BIPOC queer trans experience. We have been so honored to be part of this night and to enjoy the vast range of queer art with you all. I'm just full and so in love with myself through all of you. Y'all have validated so much of my existence, and I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful. I want to let you all know that the tickets for the 4th annual Loud and Queer event are actually already on sale. So please, 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 if you love tonight, I promise you in person it's going to be even more extraordinary. So make sure to check out the tickets for the 4th annual Loud and Queer event, available now. And again, if you want to donate, the money tonight will go to all of the incredible artists that we got to experience. So make sure to do that both on Venmo and Cash App at Get Loud Movement. Also follow Get Loud Movement on Twitter and Instagram and stay up to date with all the amazing things that they do throughout the year. Once again, there is a weekly open mic on Instagram through Get Loud Movement, and this particular Wednesday coming up is specific to Pride Disabilities. So please, please, please make sure to email create at getloudmovement.org if you want to be a part of the open mic this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My name is Figgy Baby. This is Dave, our incredible ASL interpreter. We have had such an incredible night here. I've been able to watch all the performances and then come back and reflect with you all. Read some affirmations, share some of my own work, and be in this beautiful space and time with all of you. I want to very quickly show some endless amounts of love to the people behind the screen who was able to put this on. Our producers, Lexi Loya, Weston Bradley, Benny Vida, Vici, Mario, and Luca for allowing us to turn this space into a queer scape, a queer backscape and backdrop, and give us space to put on this night for you all. And last, but absolutely not least, the founder of Get Loud Movement, Mo Gonzalez. Make some virtual noise. Make some noise out in the room. Make some noise out in the world. Come on, y'all. We did it. 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 We had our amazing night full of amazing performances, and we are so happy that you got to experience it with us. My name is Figgy Baby. I love you. I value you. You deserve all the amazing things that you have and that are coming your way. And don't forget to stay loud and queer. I love you. Thank you.